Hey everyone, it's Kyle from Kool Collectibles, back again for another figure review. This time something special and pretty unique in the Bandai Samurai Taisho Darth Vader figure. For all the upcoming Japanese Star Wars figures, head on over to Big Bad Toy Store. They ship worldwide, so definitely check them out. Alright, so ever since Bandai teased some pictures of their new Samurai line, I knew I had to have it because they did look pretty damn awesome, and getting this in hand now, I've got to say they've pretty much knocked it out of the park. Just a quick look at the packaging, and these Japanese companies really do know how to package and show off their figures. So here's the beautiful front face of the box art with their what they're calling the movie realization line. So I'm not sure what that says in Japanese, but I'm assuming it's something to do with movie realization. There's the title, the Samurai Taisho Darth Vader. I'm not sure what Taisho means, but there it is for Bandai Tamashii Nations. Some nice picture of the figure on the side there, and there's the back blurb with some more photos of the figure, and they're all in Japanese, much like the MP Transformers. So for all you Japanese folks, hopefully you can translate and give us some information in the comments below. But I'll get him out of the box now and give you guys a quick look. Alright, so it's a shoebox style box, and when you take it out, it comes with this clamshell, which you take off the plastic front cover. So it's very collector friendly, and it comes with a couple of spare hands there, the unignited lightsaber hilt, and there's the katana itself, and that just looks bloody awesome. And you get a couple of two extra pairs of hands there, so the closed fists and the pointing fists, I think, the hands. And the figure itself, just a quick pan up of the detail, and the paint application and the detail on this figure is just amazing. If you're worried about the cost, I mean the cost of this figure is about ranges, depending on the retail, from about $100 to I think some of the cheapest Japanese retailers I think had it for about $70 or $80, but it's pretty much sold out everywhere. So if you're looking to get it, now is the time. So click the link to Big Bad Toy Store in the description below. But I'll get him out of all of this packaging and give you guys a closer look at this incredible detail. Okay, so here's the figure, and I gotta say up front that this is one incredible figure and is so well made that I really hope these Japanese companies start making more of these, and I'm glad the Star Wars license has really gone out to a wider list of companies to make some of these amazing figures, because this really is something a step above what we've come to expect from Hasbro and the like. So I'll just give you guys a quick look at the accessories. So here's one of the hands. So it's really nicely molded with a lot of detail. So that's just his open palm, and the same for the other side. Here is the lightsaber holding hands, again nicely molded with that detail. And I guess these might be the pointing or force choking hands, which also look pretty damn cool. And the lightsaber hilt in that slight curve of the katana. The paint app is really nice. As I said before, definitely a step up from Hasbro, and I guess that's expected at this price point. But there's really no slop, and the details are just a lot sharper than you sort of expect in the standard 6-inch scale. But that sort of molding and detail is really nice. For the lit saber, the hilt's the same, but the blade itself is a nice translucent red. So it sort of starts out dark at the top here and goes to a lighter, almost clear on the bottom side. and it sort of changes as you move against the light and so on. It's just beautifully done. If anyone was to make this in life size, I would definitely hang it up on the wall. But that is awesome. But onto the figure, and I cannot rave about this figure enough. There were a few people on some of the Facebook groups just last night, I think, saying that they just couldn't understand why a company would make Star Wars figures based off of the samurai. But I guess they just haven't looked into the history of Star Wars, because Lucas pretty much got his inspiration from not only the Japanese culture, but also, you know, the Wild West in cowboys and, you know, World War II. So the genius thing that he did was to take all of these different cultures and genres and put it into, you know, the Star Wars universe that we love today. And so I think for a company to be able to go back and create figures inspired on the very source that you know, was the birth of Star Wars, I think that's pretty freaking amazing. And the amount of detail that they've put into this thing is just incredible. So give you a close-up of the head sculpt here. So you can see almost the teeth inside there for the mask. You know, the Vader's helmet was always based off of the samurai sort of helmet and mask. I love the fact that it's got this soft plastic here, and so it's not fixed plastic here, but there are actually gaps in there. So they've really put that sort of nice level of detail in there. You can fold his head up pretty high and bend his head down, and there's no real issue with the articulation at all. And I guess one of the first things I noticed with this figure, a lot of figures in the 1/6 inch scale, when you first take it out of the box, the joints are really stiff. Now this one, the joints were not stiff, they were firm, but just allowed the movement really, really easily. So you never thought you were going to snap anything, and everything just feels really well made. So the build quality itself is a definite standout, and that was pretty much one of the first things I noticed when I took it straight out of the box. Apart from, of course, the amazing molding on this figure and the attention to detail on the paint apps. So I don't know if you're picking up, there's just, you know, there's golds here, there's purples and oranges, even the chest plate here where you can see the greens and so on. There's just no slop at all. I can't really fault the paint app in any way. You know, with Hasbro figures, you're always picking up little molding issues or paint application issues. On this figure, I can't really, I don't know, maybe there's a little mark there, but overall, it's an amazingly painted and molded figure. So going on to the sort of samurai skirt area here, the same sort of level of detail. It's really phenomenal. And you would think that with all of this detail and so on, that it would affect the articulation, which I'll show in a second, but it really doesn't. I mean, look at those boots. Just amazing. And the cape itself, nothing too spectacular with the cape itself. It's just a sort of molded soft plastic. I guess it would have been nice if it was some sort of material, but I guess they've molded it to, you know, look a little bit tattered at the bottom here, and just give it that sort of old used look, which is really nice. And I guess the other thing that they've got on here is underneath, you can see a little, I'm not sure if I got the light here, you can see a little ball joint thing and a little tab there, so you can sort of push it in and really lock that cape in place if you want that. But like I was saying before with the articulation, you know, the armor, normally a lot of figures with armor it restricts the articulation, but on this figure it doesn't at all. So the arms can go out quite a long way and swing forward, of course. So there is a ball joint in there with a lot of room, as you can see. So there's no restriction there. You got a double jointed elbow, which again, you know, allows you to do some great poses there. You've got the wrist tilt and rotation, so that's awesome as well. The torso, you do get it is on a ball joint, so you can sort of have a rocking action and a rotation action, but that's probably, I mean, even that isn't really restricted at all. So this belt piece here is separate, so you can see that it's sort of loose and moves around, so you can sort of adjust it and futz around with the way you want the poses, and move the armor accordingly. And under the skirt here, you've got this big molded sort of plastic thigh pieces with the armor here, but again the rotation is awesome. It comes out very wide, so there's no restriction at all in that regard. You can go forward and back. Even the knees have a double joint, so it's pretty slight double joint at the top here where it joins to that plastic, but you've got the bottom hinge as well on that one, so double jointed knees, and you get the ankle tilt there and the rotation. So really the only thing that it doesn't have is the ankle rocker, and that's the only bit of articulation I think this piece doesn't have, which I guess with all the rest of the articulation and the detail, I think that's one thing I guess forgive it, because everything else is pretty much second to none. The armor, God, I think I've raved on about the armor enough, I guess. But just if you guys are close up, just the detail, and I love the. I thought that was the sword hilt, which I guess traditionally it would be if that was a true katana, but I guess they've given the this little ledge here, so you can place the unlit lightsaber and just sit it there, I think, so you can sort of futz around with that, and that's him, and you know, he can just grab it from there. So that's a pretty nice touch. I haven't swapped out the hands, but by all accounts it's fairly easy to swap out, so there's no oh, actually I'm trying to have a look at the hands now. So if you look at, if I can get some focus in now, these hands, if you look at the joint there, it doesn't actually look like it's a hole, so I'm not sure how that actually clips on or stays on with swapping out the hands, but I'll give that a go in a second and post up some photos on the Kool Collectibles Facebook page. But that's interesting. I'll have a look at this one here. Well, this one here has got a standard sort of hole, so they're not very deep. So I'm assuming the wrist pegs aren't very deep either. So I'll give that a go and put up some pictures with the different hands and so on. But yeah, overall, hope you guys liked that fairly quick look. If you're on the fence about this guy or think it's a little strange, definitely get on board, because it's definitely for the, I guess the collector who looks just outside the movie, because this really ties in with the history of Star Wars, the inspiration behind Star Wars, and is, you know, one of the most unique things that I've ever seen come out of you know, the toy community regarding Star Wars. And I've got the Hasbro 6-inch Black Series figure here for a quick comparison. So if you just have a look at that, I'll just pan down. It is slightly larger in scale, so I don't have a ruler with me, but if that's about 6 inches, it's probably another ½ an inch or so. So it's slightly bigger, but you just compare the paint application detail and just the overall build quality. This is definitely worth the extra money over that, and I would say definitely worth at least double the price of that. So it's pretty much sold out everywhere. Definitely jump on board now, because they are releasing, they've already posted up photos of the Stormtrooper that's coming out, and I'll get definitely at least 2 of those. And they've teased you know, photos of the Royal Guard, which looks absolutely awesome. The Scout Trooper, Sand Trooper, and Snow Trooper. So they're doing the whole sort of Imperial forces on which these guys were inspired. So I think that's pretty much all I can show you guys, and I've raved on about it enough. Just get it in hand for yourself, because you won't regret it. This will be a unique piece in any Star Wars collection for many years to come. And you know, if anything, it'll generate all the discussion like it has on the Facebook groups that I've joined. So hope you guys like that quick look. Hope you can click that subscribe button. I've got a few more reviews hopefully to come over the next couple of weeks, with Ultra Magnus and Bumblebee on the way, and a few statues as well, and the last wave of the Star Wars Black Series. So I've got all of that coming in my BBTS pile of loot. So hopefully you can subscribe and stay tuned for all of that stuff coming. Thanks again, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Cheers. Bye.